Okay, so we are live here on Instagram. We're live on Facebook. We should be live on Twitch, and we're live on YouTube. How is it going, everybody? We're talking about occupational therapy. Give me a big thumbs up, YouTube, if you can see and hear me. Make sure this is working okay and everyone is loving this live stream. Hey, everybody on Instagram. Yeah, go. Cool, awesome. Okay, good to have everybody on Instagram. Hey guys, how's it going? I love your videos. My son's 4. He's old. Okay, cool. So, guys, today we are talking about occupational therapy and the likes. One of the things we are talking about with occupational therapy is the fact that I've had occupational therapy, and I just want to talk about it. Have a bit of a discussion. Like, is it useful? Do we get anything out of it? Is it good for autism? Is it good for people, on the spectrum at all? And yeah, I think we'd have a Where are we? I think we're on Periscope as well. So okay, make sure that. Oh, okay, cool. So anyway, let me know, guys, how you are finding this this cast. Hi, everybody over here on Instagram. It's awesome. Signal's dropping. It's a bit choppy. Finally made a stream. Hold on. Hey, how's it going? Okay, guys, no worries. Don't worry about that. We're going to get stream health up to maximum efficiency once it settles down. Sorry about the stream lag. It's really weird how it lags all the time. It's really starting to do my head in. That's okay, though. Okay, guys, so basically we're talking about occupational therapy and if it's useful or not. Instagram, thank you so much for joining us here as well. And everybody over on Facebook, thank you for joining. Basically, occupational therapy is something that is offered to people on the autism spectrum, and I've actually had, so as an adult, I had occupational therapy assigned to me, and I've had it. I had, I think, 4 or 5 sessions, I think, altogether with an occupational therapist, and I found it extremely useful, very, very useful. Occupational therapy can be implemented to your life to help improve certain aspects of it. So basically, I went to occupational therapy because I had an issue with sensory input. So my depth of field and stuff was breaking, and I didn't know how far away a table was, putting a glass down, and things like that. And it was all caused by sensory issues, something called proprioception. So that was why it was helpful to me. Instagram, I'm going to have to cut this one short for you guys because it's not loading on YouTube. So if you want to check out this stream, go to my YouTube channel and watch the stream. Okay, cool. So we should be firing on just YouTube and Facebook right now. Let me know if you guys are getting a better signal here because we're only using 2 places. I'm sorry about the buffering, guys. That's really annoying. It's crazy how the oh, you feel sick? Oh no, why? What's up? So yeah, I went to occupational therapy for a couple of reasons. Basically, I had this an issue where I had sensory overload issues. I had sensory issues for basically not knowing where placements of things are in 3D space. So I'd walk into doors and stuff, and then I'd hit my hands on cupboards, and say I got a glass out the cupboard, I'd move it down and I'd hit it on something before I put it on the table. And by doing this, it caused a massive upset, and it would cause me to melt down and freak out like crazy. And because of that, I was just what am I going to do? I was freaking out, and I thought it was fine motor skills, because basically when I was trying to put my key in the door, I was always trying to put my key in the door and open it, and it's a tiny key, and trying to put the key in the door hole and turn it and unlock it. This was never going to happen. Sorry, guys, I choked a bit. So yeah, it was never going to happen, and the reason it was never going to happen was because my body wasn't awake at the time, if that makes any sense. I did a video on sensory processing disorder, which you can check out in my video library. So basically, I was then sent to an occupational therapist for what I thought would be fine motor skills issues. But the occupational therapist said, actually, all the things that you're displaying are all traits of a sensory processing issue. So I found that very, very interesting. So what we did, I sat down with the occupational therapist, and then they went through like the background and history of what what was sorry, I was just messaging my friend Benji back. So we went through like the history basically of what was a sensory processing disorder, how did it affect the things like the fine motor skills, the positioning of myself in space, and all this stuff. And it was fascinating because the occupational therapist was very detailed. She was so knowledgeable in the field, because an occupational therapist, has to be knowledgeable. They're like nurses who are super knowledgeable in certain areas. So this one, like an occupational therapist for autism specifically. Now, when we went through all the process, she gave me the background of issues of like what happened. Then I had to fill out like a big like booklet questionnaire, like a sensory booklet, like do I have issues with this? Do I have issues with that? Do I have issues with this, that, and the other? And when we were going through these issues and stuff, what happened is it formulated a kind of sensory profile of myself. So the occupational therapist, after like interviewing me and spending a session with me, was able to then go, oh yeah, it's because this, and this, and this, which was fascinating, because up until that point, I didn't know what on earth was going on. So we sat down, we built up a sensory profile, and then sorry guys, anybody who was watching on Instagram, I had to shut Instagram down because it was affecting the live feed here on YouTube, which is weird. It never normally does that, but it's starting to do it the past couple of weeks. So I've moved over just to YouTube and Facebook now. So thanks everybody watching on Facebook, thanks everybody watching here on YouTube as well. So we basically built up the sensory profile, and then after having the sensory profile and understanding more about what was going on and that kind of stuff, we moved on to like the therapeutic part of it. And for me, what it was is I had to have my hair sticking outside of my hat. I'm so sorry, guys. I had to have a sensory diet, which is basically using proprioception techniques to get your body aligned and awake, so that the fine motor skill issues that I was currently having, or I was presented with, they would go away, and basically they wouldn't affect me anymore if I stick to this kind of like sensory diet, which was amazing. So I've actually got a copy of the sensory diet like plan, which I'm going to make available on my website with a bunch of other PDF downloads, which I'm going to get around to this year, because I feel like I've got so much content that I need to get out. And that was fantastic. So to me, like I found that actually visiting an occupational therapist helped me overcome, or helped me so occupational therapist helped me realize what was going on with my issues, where I thought it was like fine motor skills. It wasn't. It was sensory processing. It helped me really in detail like make a profile of my sensory issues, and then also I had a therapeutic takeaway from it, things that I could implement in my life to overcome issues. I found that fascinating, and I felt like that an occupational therapist, going to an occupational therapist for somebody of my age on the autism spectrum, which I'd never thought of before, was phenomenal, and I found that I gained a lot from it. Right, let's take some questions. That happens to me too, Dan. Actually, yeah, you feel the pain. I get it. That's very interesting. Like you share that as well. Me too. So everyone, okay. So occupational therapy has helped them both with car sickness. That's fascinating. I just realised I do that a lot. Suddenly flashing back to all the times I've dropped, broken, knocked, and bumped into things. Yeah. Just starting the autism journey with my son, who is 16. He has been offered occupational therapy because he has dyspraxia. Yeah. So basically, the occupational therapist will be able to make a specific tailored plan for your needs. And I think that's what's so important about occupational therapy. It can be, it's tailored around you, about anything that you are having issues with. So I found it like super helpful, because like, obviously I was going through these issues and not knowing what they were. So the therapy, like I said, they broke it down into excessively awesome parts, and I found that just like phenomenal. Like, who wouldn't want that? Occupational therapy for autism, it seems to me it seems good, because you're getting like a tailored package of something that you really need at the end of the day. And I feel like it could benefit people. But another thing is, I feel like a lot of people don't accept occupational therapy in their later days, because they feel like, they're not. I don't know. Maybe they feel like it's a thing for kids or something. But I never had occupational therapy until I was like, I'm like 30. So is that like feeling off balance when you're studying up? So like dyspraxia is another comorbid condition with ASD, which definitely impacts like people's ability to balance themselves in space and things like that, spatial awareness, other things. And like somebody said on Facebook, then spatial awareness is one of those issues, but it's not the main issue. Dan, have you ever played Overwatch? I have no idea what that is, so I'm going to say no. Hey, right now I'm in college. And one of the people who bullied me are in there, and she is making sly comments. What do I do? Ignore, and get out of that situation. Today is a special day actually on social media. It's an online safety day, basically meaning staying safe online, so that if you don't want to, so say you're getting harassed by people on Twitter, which is the same thing happens in real life. If you're getting harassed by bullies and stuff on Twitter, then you can always just block them, ignore them, and stop them coming to you. So I would say if you have issues with people in real life like that, I would do the same thing. I would just block them, get them out of my life, and have them nowhere near me, because that to me is exactly what like being safe in life is. So it's not just Safer Internet Day, it's also Safer Life Day, really. So yeah, Safer Internet Day, definitely check it out, guys. It's very interesting. Talking about Twitter specifically, I had a lot of hate because there's so many hate. This hate is everywhere on the internet. So I had a lot of people come and hate me on one of my videos, and so I just ended up blocking a bunch of people. And then they said, "Oh, you're deleting negative comments and blocking people who speak critically about you." It's like, there's one thing of being critically speaking, but the other thing is being like a complete negative person who's bullying somebody else. So there's nothing wrong with blocking people or deleting negative comments. Absolutely go for it and do it. So late diagnosis in life, would OT this late 50s make any sense? Especially thinking of getting a baseline so they aren't dismissed out of hand simply as just a part of getting older. Occupational therapy will definitely help anybody from any age, because like I said, they're tailored around your specific needs. So they'll find out like, okay, what's this person's needs? How can I help this person? That kind of stuff. It's great to see someone like you on this platform as someone who has suffered in the past with Asperger's and I'm now slowly coming to grips with it. You could help a lot of kids out. Cheers. Yeah, so the idea of the Aspie World is to help people out, and to help educate, inspire, promote, advocate for people on the spectrum, because I know it's not the easiest thing in the world and not everybody has access to good support. So I'm trying my best to put good information out, good support mechanisms. So let's talk about occupational therapy. Where do you get it? Does anyone like Minecraft, or is it just me because of my ASD? Minecraft is awesome. Love it. Just wanted to say thanks for your platform. It helps me in knowing and understanding about my son's high functioning autism. Excellent. I'm so glad you're here. Actually, it makes it warms my heart to see messages like this. I'd love to know about occupational therapy. I'm always walking into doors and getting called clumsy. So yeah, Tasha, I feel like occupational therapy could help you with the sensory diet that I was talking about, and occupational therapy should be something that is offered to you through your mental health or psychology or neurology department. Hey Dan, hey family, wait, Eva 007, what's going on? That is something to me that should be offered to you as a patient or being cared for by a clinic or somebody, an autism unit, because that's how I found it. So basically, I worked with a company called ASD Info Wales, who also have something called the Integrated Autism Service, the IAS, here in Wales. And they do things like, help people getting diagnosis, help people access occupational therapy. They also run autism drop-in centres. So my advice, if you wanted to find an occupational therapist, is the first point of call is you speak to your doctor or your care worker or your GP or whoever's looking after you, your condition, whoever monitors your condition, and say to them, hey, can you refer me to an occupational therapist? If they say no, then I would just go online and look for autism support groups in your area, and then approach those, and then ask them if they have links to occupational therapy. Because I know in America you guys pay for like insurance and stuff, so it's a bit different to our care system over here in the UK. So just check your insurance and see if it would cover it, and if not, then maybe it's worth just doing like one-off payments for sessions. Because the thing with an occupational therapist is that because they're so pinpoint and quite accurate in their knowledge fields, knowledge base, that they can get the job done basically within a couple of sessions. Like after like 2 sessions, I was just completely done. Like the occupational therapy, the rest of it was just like typical therapy. Like the actual basis of like going home, doing this and starting that was all done. The hard work is up to me to go home and do it. So Dan, do you like art? Do you draw? I love art and creativity. I do not draw, and I've never really tried to draw, but I do take photos. And if anyone wants to find out what my photo skills are like, go check me out on Instagram. There's a big banner on this page. It says the Aspie World. Follow me on Instagram. Basically, my New Year's resolution was to take photos and try and become good at photography. So I'm trying to do that right now. And all my photos are on Instagram, so you can check out my progress and follow that journey along with me. Something exciting, I guess. So have you speak to someone you trust? Who are you guys talking to? I totally missed. Have I missed a part of the conversation? Guys, have I missed part of the conversation? Dang it. How do I block my son from going to school? Well, you can't block somebody from going to school because, school is an education establishment that somebody should really go to. I'm not entirely sure what that comment means, sorry. I'm 33 and I was recently diagnosed with Asperger's. Your channel has helped me tons. It also made my whole life make more sense. I'm so happy that made more sense to you. And like that's one of the things I'm trying to do again with the Aspie World, is just be awesome. If you guys want to donate, you can use the super chat button there, and you can actually donate to the channel directly from the super chat there. If you wanted to donate to the channel, you don't have to. I was just saying it's a way to do it, just so I can remember to drop that in, because all donations are very much welcome, because it's just me literally running the Aspie World on my own here in the Aspie World HQ in Wales, which I love doing. So there's some let's do some updates from the Aspie World. We have an Alexa skill out, so anybody who uses an Amazon Alexa, you guys can get me now on the Alexa. So go to the Alexa app, go to the skills, and then click on search for the Aspie World, and you'll be able to find the Alexa skill for the Aspie World. Hey everybody on Facebook, Olivia, how's it going? Annie, Taryn, nice to have you. Thank you so much for commenting over there on Facebook. Super awesome to see you guys over there. Really, really appreciate it. Facebookers are awesome. So yeah, so go to the Alexa store, or go to the Alexa skills part of the app, search for the Aspie World, download it, and basically it gives you like updates when you ask for like a flash briefing, or you ask for like what's in the news, or what's, give me my flash briefing for today on Alexa. It will tell you all that, but it tells you all the instructions in the Alexa skill anyway. But I thought that was quite important to put out. We actually have a couple of good podcasts out. I've got one coming about CBD gummies, also a video on CBD gummies coming out, and also I have a podcast out all about Minecraft and autism, which is up right now if you guys want to check out. So go to anywhere where you download podcasts and type in the Aspie World or Asperger's podcast, and you'll find me on there and talking about Minecraft and stuff. So yeah, definitely check that out. Right now I'm getting bus training to help me with sitting and waiting for the bus, eventually getting on traveling by myself. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, that is awesome. I'm not a massive fan of public transport. It's very difficult. Send me some info on sensory diet, dude. Nia Shan, if you can if you can ping me a message, the sensory diet plan will be available through the Patreon page, and you should get an alert when it's on there in the next week or so. It'll be on there, so don't worry about that. My therapist says my ASD would be too mild to pursue a diagnosis or treatment. Should I just go about it alone? I would say that no symptoms or traits or characteristics are ever too mild to get a diagnosis. There's always some way of characterizing someone's behavior and neurological condition. So I would definitely seek a diagnosis if you feel strongly about getting one. I have a second appointment to see if I have Asperger's. What do they do in the second appointment? Funnily enough, I did a video series on this. If you go to my channel and click on playlists, then there's a playlist there called how to get an autism diagnosis. I've got what happens before, what happens during, which is the video you need to see, and then what happens afterwards. And each one of those videos comes with a PDF download. There's a link in the description of those videos where you can download, and it's a fact sheet about everything you need to know. It'd be perfect for you and anybody else who's going through this. I was told 4 years ago that I have Asperger's. I'm now 41. Looking back and knowing the symptoms, my life makes so much more sense now. Being a girl, I was bullied for my so-called weirdness. Do you know, I feel like bullying is a big thing across the spectrum, and I feel like people just people can be horrible, and there's always going to be bullies. There's going to be bullies online, bullies in the schoolyard, bullies in your workplace. There's always going to be bullies. Bullies are horrible, horrible cretins that exist in the world. You just have to ignore them, move on, rise above it, and be the best version of you, because that's how you are going to overcome it. Because bullies are just like people sapping the life out of you, so just forget about them. I wish you'd channel been in my world 20 years ago when my son was diagnosed at the age of 10. Now I realize I have it too, probably 3 girls too. That would be it would be cool. I would have loved to have been doing this for 20 years. That would have been amazing. I love it. And I got on here as fast as I could, and I got to making a YouTube channel as fast as I could. I would love if you guys could help promote this channel by sharing it and getting anybody you know to follow this channel, like subscribe, because basically I'm trying to get 100,000 subscribers, because YouTube take note. When a channel gets 100,000 subscribers, YouTube sends you a special plaque that says, the channel surpassed 100,000 subscribers. Well done. It's like a mark. And when you hit 100,000 subscribers, YouTube opens its arms and its doors and says, hey, what do you need to help you succeed in your missions, like politically, socially, communitively, and because of those things, I'm going to use the power of this channel to try and make a change for people on the autism spectrum. So please, everybody subscribe to this channel. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell notification, because it's all about changing lives. It's all about making sure that people are getting adequate information. People are getting support. People are going to just love it. I'm so ready to change the world for the better with this channel. So please, if you know anybody who could benefit from this, please share my videos. Please get them to subscribe to the channel. Let's get it past 100,000. What are we currently on? Let's have a look. Just so you guys know, we are currently sitting on, here we go. 73,406 subscribers, which is a crazy amount of subscribers, I know, but we need to get that to 100,000 as quickly as possible. Let's do it. I need each and every one of you. Also, if you guys are really bored and want to be Instagram buddies with me, totally check me out on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. I'll follow you back as well. So if you do it right now, if you guys go to Instagram right now and follow the Aspie World, I will follow you right back. So this is my Instagram page. As you can see, look, it's the Aspie World. You can see me there. This is me. If you go and follow me right now, I'll follow you right back, because that's the kind of guy I am. I love following people on Instagram, because to me it's all about building community, and if I don't follow you guys back, then how am I going to know all the cool stuff that you guys do in your life? So go and follow me on Instagram. Definitely check that out. Okay, let's take some questions. The brick is life. In what way did they think you was weird? I'm losing all the comments. Bullying and rejection made me feel like I won't heal. I feel nobody would ever care for you. Now of being an adult, I can keep kind of relationship for more than 90 days. Look, you're accepted here. Nobody will bully you here in the Aspie world. This is a superhero family that everybody is welcome. So we're a superhero family. Hello Dan. Hello Rowan. My son is currently going through ABA. He went through the other ones, speech. He is doing a lot better. That is awesome. ABA therapy is kind of a bit of a taboo. A lot of people in the autism community say that it's no good and it's damaging and bad. A lot of people have very good success with it and feel like it's really good. I know that my partner Naomi, she works in the field and professionally, and they used it, and she wasn't really a fan of it because she felt like some of the techniques were quite barbaric. But then again, it's each to their own. This is something I will say. You can't judge somebody on a therapy that they're doing. It's like judging somebody on a medication that they're on. It's their own choice. You can, if it works, then that's awesome. Awesome. I love taking photos too. I just use my phone. Do you know, I actually use my phone as well. You guys will be surprised. I use my phone to take most of my Instagram pictures. So if you go to my Instagram and have a look at my pictures, most of these are taken on my actual iPhone. How cool is that? Look, this is my favorite one. I took this on my iPhone, and then I edited it, obviously. And then this is another one of my favorites. This one, I think this is my favorite photo I've ever taken. I took this on my iPhone while I was waiting in traffic. And then this one, when I was on a plane going to Los Angeles to VidCon. How cool is that? Oh, you guys gotta get on that Instagram. Give us a follow, and I'll follow you back. Super excited about it. Instagram is awesome. Okay, let's get some more questions. Yo, how's it going? Nox Mortis. Lost loads of questions. I struggle with similar autism spectrum traits. My doctor wants to start me on meds, but I'm skeptical because I'm worried of long-term effects. If you're worried about taking medication, there's always like herbal remedies. Excuse me, hiccup. There's always herbal remedies, and there's always things like CBD. I have a video coming out on Thursday all about CBD gummies, which is kind of like it's like the oil, but it's in like a gummy format, so it's easier to actually take in and digest. So you'll be loving that video. So make sure that your notifications are turned on for this channel so that you actually get notified when I upload that video. I gotta take a drink of water because you gotta stay hydrated. And we'll get through these questions. I love these Q&As, man. It's awesome. Oh yeah, weekly Q&As. You guys are awesome. Unfortunately, USA has only two-party system. It does. That is unfortunate. It's quite undemocratic when if one person gets control of both parties, you're absolutely knackered. Hi, you have really helped me with ASD and I love Minecraft. Is it just me or my ASD? No. I think lots of people really like Minecraft, and I feel like it's very popular within the autism community. I did a podcast specifically on Minecraft, which is out right now. So if you go to any like podcast app that you have, so be it like I don't know where you would normally download podcasts. If it's Apple Podcasts, if it's Google Podcasts, if you look at it on Spotify, you can definitely check out my podcast on there. Your channel helped me recognize my brother's symptoms. That's very interesting. That's amazing. Thank you. I also noticed that his father had him on a keto diet, which made his behavior worse at the time. Yeah, actually, there's a funny story. I went on the keto diet and it gave me kidney stones, which I'd never had before in my life, and I was in hospital. It was horrible. On my birthday as well, my last year, like the last birthday I had, and I filmed the whole thing. The video is on my channel, so if you go to like my channel and just scroll down or go to the playlist for vlogs, you'll see like my kidney stones vlog, and it was horrible. That was because of the keto diet. In Rick and Morty episode, Rick is playing a popular kids game with autism. Morty, I don't know why. Rick says because I'm starting to love it. Yeah, that's exactly right. Rick and Morty, they're playing Minecraft, and the president wants them to go somewhere, and then Rick says, "Is this game popular with kids with autism?" And then Morty's like, "I don't know why." And then Rick is like, "Yeah, I'm really starting to like it." So Rick kind of hints that he has autism, but the guy Dan Harmon, I think the guy who creates Rick and Morty, actually has Asperger's syndrome. So definitely check that out. It'd be worth checking out. Things such as such. Okay. My son is doing so well. Do autistic people hate neurotypical people? What is your opinion? I don't hate anybody. I don't like using that word. I feel like, I feel like I don't not like neurotypicals. I feel like everybody is fine. Neurotypical people are fine. They're just like anybody else. Some can be not as understanding as others, and that's a shame. But we just have to do us, and they do them, and we just kind of get along. That's it's how it goes, I guess. It's something that's out of our control. But it's not something that we should kind of like separate ourselves. We need to be unified between everybody. Neurotypicals, neurodivergence. My diagnosis won't happen until June, or even worse. Meanwhile, my parents like me to find a job, but it's hard. Look, finding a job is really hard. I was supposed to be speaking at an event last week about jobs for autism, and I was unable to attend because of my anxiety. I did a video on that as well. If you want to see the vlog, it's on my channel. But it got me thinking that I want to do a video on jobs and job options and career options for people on the autism spectrum, because I feel like this is a huge thing. Like, it's a huge question. Like, loads of people, ask about this, and I feel like loads of people are left out. So I'm going to do a video on that. If you think it's a good idea, give this video a thumbs up. Hey Dan, I've just got back from autism assessment, and I'd just like to say, goodness me. And I'd just like to say thank you for everything you've done for this community. Your videos have helped me greatly in getting to today. Thank you so much, sir. Darren Gordon, thank you so much. That means the absolute world to me. That's the reason I do this channel. I love doing this channel, and I love being able to help you guys out. Pika is making my son eat and chew his way through the house. Keep reminding him that this is not the gingerbread house to no avail. I have no idea what that means. I'm sorry. I have some lags. You too. Yeah, sorry, my channel's lagging. Dan, I love your channel. Rowan, thank you. I love you. That's awesome. I love each and every one of you, actually. Everybody who supports my channel, big loves to you guys. So glad I found the channel. I'm sharing as much as I can. You're awesome. Thank you. Autistic people must hold together. Let's get the 100k to your channel. Thank you so much. Everybody who is like, yeah, I know there's a lag right now on the stream. So anybody who wants to get me to 100,000 subscribers, that's amazing. And liking me on Facebook. If everybody goes to Facebook and gives me a like, I actually do daily videos over on Facebook as well. Everybody watching on Facebook, make sure you share my videos as much as you can and get people to give this page a like, because we need to get to 10,000 likes on Facebook before Facebook will start to allow me tools to move forward, just like YouTube. But YouTube obviously have 100,000. Facebook is more at 10,000. So yeah, please, Facebook, anybody who wants to share and help people like my videos, share. I can't ask you enough. Share these videos and get people to like and subscribe. Okay, so also bright lights like in schools. Oh, bright lights are horrible. They're the worst. Like the tube lighting. It's just like, it's fluorescent tube lighting. It's the worst thing. It's like the devil trying to kick you in the nads. It's horrible. I have Asperger's and my son has high-functioning autism, and we both have discriminated by family courts due to my son using violence to communicate. Yeah, see, communication is the thing, and I feel like, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lynn, for sharing. Communication, and it's how to communicate with people on the spectrum. Like, people need to do more research into how they communicate with people on the spectrum. How do they deal with people on the spectrum? Because you can't just go around just dissing everybody on the spectrum. Totally awesome. Have taught Ash myself. You are totally awesome, and I have taught my Ash and myself a lot. Thank you so much, Robin. That's amazing. The comments like that make my absolute year. I love that stuff. Thank you so much. That means the absolute world to me. Everybody watching on Facebook Live, you guys are amazing. Let's get these likes up. Let's get this. I need to get this page to, what are we on now? We're like on six on Facebook. I've got 6,600 likes. We need to get it to 10,000 likes, and there's only a little bit to go. Just less than 4,000 likes to go. We can do it. We can do it. We can push that boundary. Just like on YouTube, we're going to get 100,000 subscribers. We're going to be a force to reckon with. We're going to be the coolest gang of people ever. Seriously, the Aspie World Army. And this is one thing I'm going to do. When I get to 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing giveaways every single month. I'm also going to be doing meetups. You guys want to meet me and do meetups, then I'm going to do it as well. I'm just super pumped. I'm ready to do meetups. I'm ready to just hang out with you guys and do all those awesome things that we need to do. So yeah, you guys want to make it happen, share this page, get Facebook to 10,000, get YouTube to 100,000. Let's do it. Do you have siblings? Oh, that was a cool question. Do you have siblings, and do you have any advice, resources for teaching siblings about Asperger's? Mine are 3 and 1.5, and my Aspie is 4. Good question. I do have siblings. They are not as supportive as I'd hope with autism and Asperger's syndrome. In my case, is my diagnosis Asperger's syndrome. But that is a great idea for a video. I'd love to do a video and maybe a download sheet. But I tell you what I am doing, guys, and this is super exclusive. Nobody knows this. I'm actually doing a book about autism life experiences, my life experiences growing up, which is going to be kind of like a how-to guide for people who it's gonna cover everything, like childhood, like takeaways, like how again, like how do you deal with siblings, how do you educate siblings, how do you deal with teachers, how do you deal with parents, how do you deal with like food and growing up and all those things. And we're gonna do that book. Me and Naomi's are gonna write that together, because basically I have obviously Asperger's syndrome, and Naomi's worked in the field, and she's got a first degree honours degree in childhood development, childhood studies, specifically in autism. So we are gonna absolutely just smash out a just smash out a book that's going to be super awesome to you guys. So I think you guys are going to really, really love that. So in order for you to make sure that you are all aware of the book, you need to be subscribed to my mailing list, because that's where it's going to find out first. So I will put the mailing list link in this live chat. So anybody watching on the replay, the mailing list link is in the description of this video, and you can also find me in this chat of the mailing list link. So it's basically bit.ly/autism_updates. So there, that's it. So do you know any jobs that would fit for Asperger's? Yeah, definitely. Computer programming, gaming, game testing, game reviewing, YouTube, software testing, software development, game development, graphic design. Goodness, I mean, the list goes on. I think there's loads that could be done. I mean, this is what I want to do a video specifically on it. How would you imagine a world where the majority of humans are autistic, progressively without entities? I don't know. I think we need an equal balance of every single person, and that's why the planet is an organism on its own, and it has this divergence, because I think it needs neurodiversity to make it go forward. Do you know any jobs? Oh yeah, I just asked. Yes, Andrew. How to combat picker? I have no idea what that means. Anybody know what picker means? So yeah, for info on my book, sub to mailing list. Cool. So everybody get on there, subscribe to the mailing list, because it's super important, because if we don't have you guys on the mailing list, we won't be able to do much in terms of communication. And also, the mailing list is the first place all my podcasts go through the mailing list, all my new videos go through the mailing list, any like events I'm doing will go through the mailing list. Need everybody to sign up to the mailing list as a matter of important urgency, because that's just how we do, guys. Okay, let's what was I was going to talk about something. Oh, goodness me, I'm gonna have some more drink. Again, thanks everybody watching on Facebook. Thanks everybody watching on YouTube. You guys are amazing. It's a shame that we couldn't do the Instagram live at the same time, but I'm sure we'll be able to do it tomorrow sometime, or on Friday we'll do some Instagram live stuff. I'm also trying to export 2 videos as well on my computer, so my computer is having its work cut out for him. Okay, so everybody notice the hat I'm wearing is keep being awesome. This is the Aspie World merch hat. This is the actual hat. This is the hat I wear. Every single video you see me with a hat, and it's normally backwards, but I put it forward today because my hair's up in a bun. So I will leave a link for that if anybody's interested. I actually have a link for it. Let me try and find that for you, just because a lot of people ask me where I get this hat from, and it's like a signature hat. For me, it's the Aspie World signature hat. So check this out. I have a video on anxiety out already. I've got a video on anxiety coming out this Thursday, and yeah, I'm super pumped about it. It's going to be awesome. Like, I just love making videos. I love making videos that educate people. I love making videos that help. So this is the snapback. So anybody watching on Facebook, you can go to YouTube, you can go to theaspieworld.com and find the hat. So anybody who's really interested in the hat. So Pika is eating incredible things. He has severe autism. He chews and eats things, no food as well as food. Thumbs up for autism and jobs video. Yes, video on that. Okay, cool. Autism Patel. I'd thought of a long... missing the conversations. Gosh dang it. Thanks, Dan. Really helped me. 31 and just been diagnosed. Dude, that's awesome. Can you please make a video about sensitive to touch? My son is 5. It's sensitive with certain touch. Do you know what? Absolutely. I covered it slightly in a video. I made a video called Asperger's Symptoms and Usual Symptoms, or Asperger's and Usual Symptoms. And I found that, a lot of people related to the sensitive to touch part of that video. So maybe I will do a specific video just on that touch thing. Maybe that's something there. So if you'd like to see that, leave me a comment and say, Dan, we'd like to see a video just on Asperger's and touch and whatever and whatnot. That'd be super awesome. So yeah, basically, again, the whole video is about, I wanted to talk to you guys about occupational therapy. And I know we've gone off on different tangents and I've been reading comments and stuff, but that's how it goes because, we're a community. This is kind of like a Q&A that's focused around occupational therapy. I had occupational therapy actually for the first time, and it was last year. So I'd gone my whole life through different types of therapy, but occupational therapy for the first time was last year. And it was very interesting. It was good because I felt like I was able to, I don't know, it's like the penny drop and you go, finally something that works for me. And I just found that just outrageous. Sharing is caring. Notification. Don't need to first get notifications. Thank you so much, Charles Dakota. How's it going? Thanks for the peace signs there on Facebook. You guys are awesome. Like Facebook's killing it right now, man. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much, Facebook. What am I doing here now? I'm going crazy. Yeah, so basically, occupational therapy, I found it super helpful. And I would say that if anybody has the ability to actually get to or have an occupational therapist, then do it. Again, like I said, even if it costs a little bit, it's worth it. Just for those like 1 to 2 sessions, I found it like so inspirationally helpful. This channel is lit. I suffer from PTSD and spoke to someone that I understand when my son gets overstimulated in certain situations because of PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. There's something similar to where one needs to just have some alone time. Absolutely. The idea of like I do this. This is one of my hacks. Okay, when things are getting super overloading, it's too much. One of my hacks is that I just detach from that situation. I just go outside, go somewhere else completely on my own and just sit in silence. I used to do this when I worked in an office. I used to take myself out of the situation, go to the lunchroom. I used to take my lunch after the official lunchtime. I take it just as lunchtime was about to end because I wanted to sit in the lunchroom on my own and just have like nobody around. And I'd sit there and I'd try and be, because I'm dyslexic, I'd read books to help encourage myself to learn more about reading, if that makes sense. So it does help. Justin, thanks for this channel is lit. And I used to do that. So this is something that I'm very, very aware of. And something that does actually impact my life. Speak at more conferences. Tessa, I actually do speak at a lot of conferences. I speak at the Autism Show conferences. I speak at the Welsh Autism Show conferences. And there's a bunch of autism conferences that are coming up this year, which I'm going to probably speak at. And I do paneling and stuff like that. Maybe at VidCon USA this year. I've been invited to VidCon London, but not actually talking at VidCon London. And I have no idea about Summer in the City. So I want to talk at more events. And so if you guys have a National Autistic Society branch or an American autism conference, national thing, get them to reach out to me. I did a talk in Spain last year. I did a talk I do talks all over the UK, Manchester, London, like Wrexham, Chester, everywhere. So let me know. I'd love to do more talks. If you guys want me to have me somewhere, then just find somewhere that puts on talks and reach out. Do a routine video. I am going to do a routine video, guys. This is coming up very, very soon. I love it. You're so amazing. I can't wait to get your book and help my whole family learn and grow. Yes, the book will be out sometime this year. Do you and Naomi make videos together? Not yet, but we're probably going to because we're full-time on YouTube right now, and I feel like we're moving more into daily vlogs, if that makes sense. We're moving more into vlogging, and we want to do more vlogs because I feel like that's more of an insight into like how we deal with daily life, so you get the ins and outs. It's interesting to see how we live just as people, right? And that work on YouTube, like what do we do for work? But then it's also interesting how an autistic person does that job and how an autistic person lives day to day with Asperger's syndrome. And I feel like that's super, I don't know, I feel like it's super interesting, and I feel like people will benefit from that. So if you guys want to see vlogs, put this thumbs up, and then we will probably be in more vlogs. It'd be cool if the book was interactive, like a short short quizzes. That's a great idea. We're going to do something similar. Actually, each part of the book will have like a takeaway section, which will be similar to what you just said. Hey, your audio is desynced with the video. I know, Rem, wait, it always does this. I don't know why. Hey, my partner has autism. That comes through in a lot of interesting ways. He's pretty quiet and has a lot of touch stimulatory issues. He struggles with new people. A lot of people, etc. I've been. Okay. I can definitely, Kinko, I can definitely relate to that. Too many people stimulating. It's so much noise. It's crazy, and like don't know where to look, and it's just sensory overload. A couple of the schools my son was in didn't know how to teach children with special needs. One of them only had a teacher actually qualified for such. What do you think about schools in this? We have more special education schools being built now with specialists running them, but I think that every school needs to have a special needs department or an additional needs department for additional learning needs, and everybody really needs to get on it. Every school needs to know about that. Thanks for this channel. I was diagnosed with ASD last year. My daughter is diagnosed with sensory processing disorder. Getting an ASD diagnosis for her is hard. Professionals act like ASD is a bad label. Yeah, Dina, you know, that's crazy. I hear it a lot. But hang in there. You stick at it. If you stick at it and fight for that diagnosis, you'll get it. Of course you will. From WebMD for pica. Pica is the persistent eating of substances such as dirt or paint. Ah, right, okay, yes. I've heard of this, actually. Sorry, it was out of context. Picker. This is actually quite common with females on the spectrum. And I would say that if you are experiencing this picker stuff, there are some online sources of how to overcome this. But maybe I could do a video on this because Naomi has dealt with children with this. I will sign up. Awesome. Thoughts on neurodiversity movement? Does it speak for those profoundly disabling forms of autism in your view? Tom, that's a great comment. The neurodiversity movement seems to, they call people like me who identify as having Asperger's syndrome elitists, which is weird because they kind of put themselves in this club and they put them in a hierarchy that in this ivory tower. It's really bizarre, and I'm not like that. I feel like everybody is equal. We'll just do as you know. And there's people who have got more severe learning difficulties than I do, and we need to definitely deal with those profound issues. But yeah, right. The neurodiverse movement kind of tries to say that everyone is equal and deserving of the same thing, but you have to have equality, not equal measure, because some people need a bit more than other people. So it's an interesting movement. I don't know much about it, but I'm not going to say I belong to any kind of group. I'm a guy who has Asperger's syndrome, which is autism, and I'm doing my thing to help everybody. And if I can help people in the neurodiverse movement, that's awesome. If I can help people who are not part of that, that's awesome. In an ideal world, neurotypical people would be more understanding of difficulties, sensory processing disorder, raising awareness, education, and consideration of neurodiverse people's feelings is the way to go. Yeah, man, it's so frustrating to watch with it being so out of sync. I'm so sorry. Awesome. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Awesome Aspie World. You guys. Do you know what's interesting? Like, the Aspie World is the channel that I created, but you guys are the Aspie World. Like, I can say this many a time, like, it's you guys. The Aspie World is you. It's everybody who makes it move forward in this. It's all of you guys. It's not me. It's not like, I don't know. It's awesome. I love it. I just love that we're a community of people. It's not just me going like, oh, I'm the Aspie World. I'm not. I'm part of the Aspie World as a channel, and the Aspie World is all of you guys. So feel strong, empowered, and awesome. My son refuses to be barefoot. Yeah, I don't like being barefoot. I always have socks and shoes on. Hi, what's this video about again? So Alice, this video started off about occupational therapy, but we talked about occupational therapy at the beginning. Now we're kind of going off on a tangent because we like to take questions here, so you guys can ask me questions about things, regardless if it's occupational therapy based or not. That'd be super, super awesome. Eating foods. My son is 7 and was just diagnosed. I am so thankful for your videos that really helped me to understand my diagnosis. He is an Aspie as well as ADHD. Oh, BK Pain. Sorry, that's my diagnosis. I have Asperger's syndrome, ADHD, OCD, and dyslexia. So comorbid conditions, definitely. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Hi, what's his? Oh, sorry. My son is the same. Puts shoes on the minute he wakes up and then doesn't take them off until bedtime. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just feel like I can't do it. And you know, it really freaks me out when I go to people's houses and they say, "Oh, you got to take your shoes off to come in the house." I'm like, "What?" Like, and oh, your shoes are dirty. It's like, yeah, but my socks. I've been in my socks all day, like sweating in my feet or whatever. Then you want me to put my sweaty sock smell all over your carpet because you want me to take my shoes off, which are pretty much clean up. It's not like I'd step in poo and walk in somebody's house. I've got to wear those shoes as well. I wouldn't be like stepping in my car with shoes that were dirty as sin. So it really freaks me out. That's like a huge trigger for me. So I just don't. I just wait outside. I'm like, nah, I'm just going to keep my shoes on and sit outside. And my sister, she's like, if I go to our house, she's got like tile on the floor. And then she's got this nice carpet going upstairs and a toilet upstairs. So if I go to my sister's house, I just hold. She's like, if you go to the toilet, take your shoes off. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. My shoes don't come off. My son doesn't like tomatoes because of the texture. Texture is a huge one, but again because it's like a sensory input. Another thing to help with sensory input for texture is to massage the mouth before putting those textures in the mouth. This could actually greatly help and decrease the sensitive issue of having textures in your mouth. Try like an electric toothbrush as well. So if you like massage your gums with an electric toothbrush before putting those kind of foods in your mouth, that might actually help. So definitely check that out. I don't know if it's going to be accessible for every single person, but I found it to be quite effective.